Welcome to Culture Vulture, where we go beyond the mainstream to bring you a fresh perspective on the best in film, television, and music. Curated by Pat Harrington, with music selections from Tim Bragg, this weekly guide highlights thought-provoking, overlooked, or uniquely compelling entertainment that challenges the conventional. Whether it's a gripping drama, an insightful documentary, or a film that dares to push boundaries, Culture Vulture is your go-to source for entertainment with depth. Here are 3 standout selections this week. NCIS, Origins, Paramount Plus, March 13th, a deep dive into the early days of NCIS legend Leroy Jethro Gibbs. This prequel series offers a fresh take on a fan-favorite character's journey in the 1990s. All This I Will Give to You, Channel 4, March 6th. A dark and atmospheric French mystery that unravels a wealthy family's long-buried secrets after a sudden and suspicious death. Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party, Paramount Plus, March 12th, a sun-soaked documentary that captures Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers at a pivotal moment, featuring rare performances and behind-the-scenes footage. For those who want to dig deeper, Counterculture frequently features longer reviews of selected films where we explore the themes, artistic merits, and cultural significance of what we watch. Stay tuned, stay curious, and most importantly, stay alternative.
Saturday the 8th of March, 2025. Bob Dylan, No Direction Home, BBC 2, 9 p.m. Martin Scorsese's 2-part profile of Bob Dylan explores the cultural landscape of the 1960s. It also delves into the political climate as seen through Dylan's eyes. The documentary highlights Dylan's role in the civil rights movement and how his music became anthems for social change. His shifting identity and resistance to being labeled mere No Direction Home, Bob Dylan, Part 2, 10:55 p.m. Martin Scorsese's documentary continues to delve into Bob Dylan's rise to fame. It focuses on his transition from folk singer to rock icon. The film is a captivating exploration of Dylan's early career, featuring rare footage and insightful interviews. No Direction Home, Bob Dylan, Part 2, 10:55 p.m. Martin Scorsese's documentary continues to explore Bob Dylan's rise to fame. It focuses on his transition from folk singer to rock icon. The film is a captivating exploration of Dylan's early career, featuring rare footage and insightful interviews. Critics have praised it for its depth and the way it captures Dylan's enigmatic persona. Bob Dylan, Shadow Kingdom, 12:55 a.m. This unique project features new studio recordings of some of Dylan's classic songs, originally part of a 2021 streaming special. The album reinvents these iconic tracks with a fresh, intimate feel, blending acoustic and electric elements. Critics have lauded it for its innovative approach and the timeless quality of the arrangements. Sings Dylan 2, 1:15 a.m. Joan Baez's compilation album, released in 1975, features her renditions of Bob Dylan songs. Some purists argue that Dylan's originals are unbeatable. However, Baez's interpretations bring a unique and heartfelt perspective to these classic tracks. The album includes well-known songs like Blowin' in the Wind and A Hard Rain's A Gonna Fall. Tangled Up with Dylan, The Ballad of A.J. Weberman, 2:15 a.m. This documentary explores the life of A.J. Weberman, a self-proclaimed Dylanologist. He is known for his obsessive analysis of Dylan's lyrics. He also has the infamous habit of going through Dylan's trash. The film offers a fascinating and often humorous look at Weberman's eccentricities and his complex relationship with Dylan. Enjoy your Dylan-filled night on BBC 2. Louder, The Soundtrack of Change, TLC 10 p.m. Airing on International Women's Day, Louder, The Soundtrack of Change is a powerful documentary exploring the transformative role of female musicians in advocating for social justice and equality. Produced and narrated by political activist Stacey Abrams and singer Selena Gomez, the film weaves together archival footage, personal testimonies, and electrifying performances to showcase how music has been a driving force for change across generations. The documentary features a diverse range of artists, from trailblazers like Nina Simone, whose civil rights anthems of the 1960s became rallying cries for justice, to contemporary performers like her, whose song I Can't Breathe resonated with the Black Lives Matter movement. It also highlights Melissa Etheridge's groundbreaking coming out in the 1990s and the struggles of country artist Mickey Guyton as a black woman in a predominantly white genre. Hip-hop's contributions to gender and racial equality are also explored, with figures like Queen Latifah and Salt-N-Pepa showing how female voices reshaped a male-dominated industry. Visually, Louder, the soundtrack of Change is a vibrant and engaging documentary, skillfully blending past and present to highlight the ongoing fight for representation and equality. The film is at its best when it allows the artists themselves to speak, offering raw and emotional insights into the battles they have faced. The soundtrack is, unsurprisingly, a highlight: powerful protest songs, anthems of empowerment, and performances that still carry weight decades after they were first recorded. Critics have praised the documentary for its relevance and emotional impact, calling it a vital reminder of music's power to challenge injustice. However, some have noted that certain historical moments, such as Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit, could have been explored in greater depth. Despite this, the film remains a compelling and inspiring watch, encouraging viewers to reflect on the past while recognizing the work still to be done. Directed by Christy Jacobson, Louder, the soundtrack of Change is both a celebration and a call to action. More than just a history lesson, it is a tribute to the resilience and influence of women in music, making it a fitting and essential watch for International Women's Day. The Ipcress File, 1965, BBC 2, 1:05 p.m. This gritty spy film reflects the Cold War's paranoia and the shadowy world of espionage. The film's realism exposes the psychological toll on intelligence officers and the murky ethics of their work. The protagonist, Harry Palmer, embodies the everyman caught in a web of deceit. This highlights the societal tensions between duty and morality. The film's political undertones critique the impersonal and bureaucratic nature of intelligence agencies. Funeral in Berlin, 1966, BBC 2, 11:30 p.m. Funeral in Berlin, 1966, takes place against the backdrop of a divided Berlin. It is a spy thriller that masterfully explores themes of loyalty and betrayal. These themes unfold in a politically charged environment. The protagonist, Harry Palmer, maneuvers through a complex web of double agents. He encounters shifting alliances. This scenario mirrors the intricate power dynamics of the Cold War. The film delves into the psychological strain of constant surveillance. It explores the moral ambiguities faced by those in the espionage world. This creates a tense and captivating narrative. Harry Palmer is portrayed by Michael Caine. He is a quintessential anti-hero. He stands in stark contrast to the more polished and suave spies of his time. Unlike the typical secret agent, Palmer is a working-class intelligence officer with a sardonic wit and a no-nonsense attitude. Characterized by his thick horn-rimmed glasses and his disdain for authority, Palmer is both relatable and endearing. His pragmatic approach to espionage sets him apart. His dry humor and resourcefulness make him a memorable and enduring character in the spy genre. Palmer is sent to Berlin to arrange the defection of Colonel Stock, a high-ranking Soviet intelligence officer. He quickly realizes that things are not as straightforward as they seem. Palmer is caught in a web of deceit. He must determine who he can trust. He also needs to find out who is playing him for a fool. The plot thickens with unexpected twists and turns. These twists lead to a suspenseful and gripping climax. The climax keeps the audience on the edge of their seats. The film's setting in a divided Berlin adds to the atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. The city's stark contrasts and the constant presence of surveillance create a sense of paranoia that permeates the film. Loyalty and betrayal are central themes. Palmer must navigate a world where alliances are constantly shifting. Trust is a rare commodity. The film also explores the psychological toll of espionage, as Palmer grapples with the moral ambiguities of his profession.
Sunday, the 9th of March, 2025. Get Carter, 1971, ITV4, 9 p.m. Get Carter, 1971, is a grim and gritty exploration of moral decay. It examines the harsh realities of urban life in 1970s Britain. The film explores the seedy underbelly of Newcastle. The protagonist, Jack Carter, Michael Caine, embarks on a relentless quest for vengeance. He delves deeper into the city's criminal world. The movie paints a stark picture of social corruption. It highlights the brutality that often lies beneath the surface. At the core of Get Carter are themes of justice and retribution. Carter's journey is fueled by a desire to avenge his brother's death, highlighting the personal and societal thirst for justice. Yet, as the film progresses, it becomes evident that true justice is elusive in such a morally bankrupt environment. The urban decay and corruption underscore the futility of trying to escape one's past. The film also explores the impact of violence. It affects individuals not just physically but also psychologically. It portrays how violence scars both the victim and the perpetrator. Michael Caine delivers one of his most iconic performances as Jack Carter. His portrayal is chillingly detached, yet simmering with a cold fury that drives the narrative forward. Caine's ability to convey both menace and vulnerability makes Carter a complex anti-hero, one who embodies the film's darker themes. The supporting cast includes Ian Hendry, Britt Eklund, and John Osborne. They add depth and texture to the story. Each actor brings their own shades of moral ambiguity to the film. The plot of Get Carter is a tight, unrelenting tale of revenge. Carter investigates his brother's death, which takes him through a labyrinth of deceit and betrayal. Each step uncovers more about the corrupt world he inhabits. The film's brutal realism is a departure from the more polished crime thrillers of the time. Its raw portrayal of violence and moral ambiguity was groundbreaking, setting a new standard for the genre. The setting of Newcastle has a bleak industrial landscape. It becomes almost a character in itself. This reflects the despair and decay that permeate the story. The film's cinematography, with its stark, uncompromising style, enhances this atmosphere, immersing the viewer in Carter's dark world. Get Carter is more than just a revenge-driven crime thriller. It is a profound commentary on the darker aspects of human nature and society. The film remains relevant for its unflinching portrayal of violence and moral ambiguity. A Quiet Place Part 2, 2020, Film 4, 10 p.m. The sequel intensifies the psychological horror of living in a world where silence is essential for survival. The film explores the themes of family, resilience, and the primal instinct to protect loved ones. The relentless tension and ever-present danger create a suffocating atmosphere, reflecting the character's psychological trauma and the broader societal collapse. Yardi, 2018, BBC 2, 11:30 p.m. This crime drama delves into the cycle of violence and the struggle for identity within the Jamaican and British communities. The protagonist's quest for justice is intertwined with themes of revenge and redemption. The film highlights the psychological scars of a violent past. It shows the difficulty of breaking free from a life defined by crime and retribution. The film also features a fantastic reggae soundtrack, which adds depth and authenticity to its portrayal of Jamaican culture. Notable tracks include Natty Rebel by Leroy. Another classic is Funky Kingston by Toots and the Maytals. Additionally, there is Police and Thieves by Junior Mervyn. These songs not only enhance the film's atmosphere but also underscore its themes of resistance and resilience.
Michael Sheen's Secret £1 Million Giveaway, Channel 4, 9 p.m. Michael Sheen's Secret £1 Million Giveaway is more than just a Channel 4 documentary. It's a searing indictment of the UK's broken financial system and the devastating impact of debt on ordinary people. Set in South Wales, the programme follows Sheen as he uses £100,000 of his own money to establish a debt acquisition company with a unique purpose, not to profit from struggling individuals, but to abolish their debt entirely. In doing so, he wipes out £1 million worth of financial burdens for 900 people, providing not just relief, but a pointed challenge to the system that allowed their suffering in the first place. At its core, the documentary lays bare the harsh realities of the secondary debt market, where financial institutions sell off unpaid debts to third-party buyers for a fraction of their original value. These companies, in turn, pursue debtors aggressively, often exploiting legal loopholes to extract payments from those who can least afford it. Sheen's intervention exposes the moral contradictions of this system, how it profits from human hardship and sustains cycles of poverty rather than alleviating them. The stories featured in the documentary bring a deeply personal dimension to what is often treated as a faceless economic issue. The individuals affected speak about the emotional toll of financial distress, the sleepless nights, the anxiety, and the sense of powerlessness. For many, the weight of debt has not only constrained their financial futures but has eroded their self-worth and mental well-being. Sheen's act of debt forgiveness is not just about money, it's about restoring dignity, hope, and the possibility of a fresh start. Politically, the film raises urgent questions about the regulation of lending practices, consumer protection, and the role of government in tackling financial exploitation. While Sheen's generosity is commendable, the documentary forces viewers to ask why such measures are left to private individuals rather than being addressed through structural reforms. The need for stronger financial oversight, fairer lending practices, and safety nets for vulnerable citizens is clear. Economically, the program highlights how debt relief can have a ripple effect beyond the individuals directly impacted. Freed from relentless repayments, those affected can redirect their income into local businesses, education, and essential needs, fostering wider economic stability. The film implicitly argues that lifting people out of financial despair isn't just an act of charity, it's an investment in society as a whole. Beyond its economic and political angles, Secret £1 Million Giveaway also carries a powerful ethical message. Sheen's action is a challenge to the complacency of those in power and an invitation for viewers to consider their own role in pushing for change. It's a rare documentary that not only informs but inspires, making a compelling case for systemic reform while also demonstrating the immediate impact of compassion and solidarity. Michael Sheen has long been known for his activism, but this documentary elevates his work to a new level. By using his own money to subvert a broken system, he makes an unflinching statement about justice and fairness in modern Britain. The result is a gripping and emotional watch that is as much a call to action as it is an exposé of financial injustice. Jerry Maguire, 1996, ITV2, 9 p.m. A compelling story of personal and professional transformation, Jerry Maguire addresses themes of integrity, love, and redemption. The protagonist's crisis of conscience and career downfall reflect broader societal questions about success and the true meaning of fulfillment. The film's exploration of human connections and honesty in a cutthroat industry offers a psychological perspective on ambition and vulnerability.
Tuesday, the 11th of March, 2025. Ali and Ava, 2021, BBC 4, 9 p.m. In the film Ali and Ava, a profound love story unfolds amidst social and cultural divides, offering a deep exploration of the human experience. The narrative delves into the lives of two distinct individuals, each grappling with their own emotional baggage and societal expectations. Ali, a British Pakistani landlord, and Ava, a white Irish-born teaching assistant, come from different worlds, yet their lives intersect in the most unexpected way. The film masterfully highlights the subtle but powerful impact of cultural and ethnic backgrounds on relationships. It paints a vivid picture of how societal norms and prejudices can shape, and often challenge, the connections we form with others. One of the central themes of the film is loneliness, depicted through the characters' struggles with isolation despite being surrounded by people. Ali, trapped in a loveless marriage, and Ava, a widow yearning for companionship, both find solace in each other's company. Their bond underscores the universal human need for understanding and acceptance, transcending the boundaries of race and class. Moreover, Ali and Ava tackles the complexities of overcoming past traumas. Both characters carry emotional scars that influence their present lives. Ali's attempts to reconcile with his failed marriage and Ava's journey to move past the grief of losing her husband are portrayed with raw honesty. The film sensitively portrays how love can be a catalyst for healing, offering hope and a chance for redemption. The story also sheds light on the psychological effects of long-term isolation. Ali's internal struggle and Ava's quiet resilience speak volumes about the human capacity for endurance and the desire for connection. Their relationship becomes a beacon of hope, illustrating that even in the face of adversity, love can pave the way to emotional recovery and personal growth. In essence, Ali and Ava is more than just a love story. It is a commentary on the social themes of loneliness, acceptance, and the power of human connection in overcoming life's challenges. The film invites viewers to reflect on their own experiences and the barriers that can both hinder and enrich our relationships.
Wednesday the 12th of March, 2025. A Cruel Love, the Ruth Ellis Story, 2 of 4, ITV1, 9 p.m. The second episode of A Cruel Love, the Ruth Ellis Story shifts its focus to the dramatic courtroom proceedings at the Old Bailey, where Ellis, the last woman to be executed in the UK, faces trial for the murder of her lover, David Blakely. As the prosecution lays out its case, the episode weaves in flashbacks that piece together the events leading to the fatal shooting, revealing the toxic and abusive nature of their relationship. Lucy Boynton's performance as Ellis is gripping, capturing both her defiance and underlying fragility as she stands in the dock. The episode does not shy away from the societal expectations and double standards of 1950s Britain, emphasizing how Ellis, a nightclub hostess, was judged as much for her lifestyle as for the crime itself. Laurie Davidson's portrayal of Blakely highlights the dangerous mix of passion and cruelty that defined their relationship, making it clear that Ellis's final act was the result of years of manipulation and violence. Tightly structured and emotionally charged, this episode presents a compelling account of how a woman pushed to the edge became a figure of both scandal and sympathy. It effectively balances legal drama with human tragedy, offering a nuanced portrayal of Ellis's fate while leaving viewers questioning whether justice was truly served. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956, Film 4, 10 p.m. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956, masterfully intertwines Cold War anxieties with a gripping sci-fi horror narrative. It creates a film that resonates with the fears and uncertainties of the McCarthy era. The film tells the story of an alien invasion. This invasion replaces humans with emotionless duplicates. The film offers a chilling allegory of the period's paranoia. It reflects the fear of ideological subversion. The invasion of the alien body snatchers symbolizes the pervasive fear of losing one's identity. It also symbolizes the fear of losing autonomy. This mirrors the societal fear of communist infiltration and conformity. The film shows a small-town community gradually succumbing to an unseen threat. This reflects the atmosphere of distrust and suspicion during the Cold War. The pods that replicate humans lack emotions and individuality. They serve as a powerful metaphor for the loss of personal freedom. They also highlight the homogenizing influence of authoritarian regimes. The plot centers on Dr. Miles Bennell. He returns to his hometown. There, several residents claim their loved ones have been replaced by imposters. As Miles investigates, he discovers the horrifying truth. Alien organisms are taking over human bodies. They create perfect physical duplicates that are devoid of human emotions. The story escalates. Miles and his companions struggle to resist the invasion. They attempt to alert the authorities. This leads to a tense and suspenseful climax. Invasion of the Body Snatchers excels in its character-driven storytelling. It focuses on the personal experiences and psychological struggles of its protagonists. Dr. Miles Bennell is portrayed by Kevin McCarthy. He anchors the narrative with his determined efforts to save his town. His attempts become increasingly desperate as he faces the alien threat. The film's tension rises due to its focus on the characters' emotional responses to the unfolding horror. This approach makes their plight more relatable. It also keeps the audience engaged. Many modern sci-fi films heavily rely on elaborate special effects. In contrast, Invasion of the Body Snatchers uses atmosphere, psychological tension, and strong performances to create its sense of dread. The film uses practical effects effectively. It employs suggestive storytelling. These techniques allow it to evoke fear and suspense without the need for CGI or flashy visuals. This character-driven approach creates a more immersive and emotionally resonant experience, highlighting the power of storytelling over visual spectacle. Invasion of the Body Snatchers remains a timeless classic, its Cold War themes and character-driven narrative continuing to captivate audiences. The film reflects the societal anxieties of its time. it delivers a compelling and suspenseful story. This combination is a testament to its enduring impact on the sci-fi horror genre.
With powerful storytelling and Dooley's unwavering commitment to shedding light on difficult issues, Rape on Trial is a compelling, urgent, and necessary watch. It forces viewers to confront the reality of how sexual violence cases are handled and raises essential questions about whether enough is being done to support survivors. Stacey once again proves why she is one of the most trusted voices in documentary filmmaking. Strike. The Village That Fought Back, BBC 2, 9 p.m. Strike. The Village That Fought Back is a powerful and deeply moving documentary that explores the 1984-85 miners' strike through the experiences of the miners and families of Polmace Colliery in Scotland. This pit holds a significant place in the history of the strike, being the first to take industrial action and the last to return to work, standing firm for an incredible 56 weeks. The documentary offers an intimate and emotionally charged portrayal of the miners' resilience, featuring first-hand accounts from those who lived through the struggle, as well as perspectives from their families and journalists. It paints a vivid picture of the sacrifices made, the hardships endured, and the unbreakable sense of solidarity that bound the community together. The film does not just focus on the strike itself, but also explores its wider social and economic consequences, showing how the miners and their families navigated life in the aftermath of the conflict. One of the documentary's strengths is its ability to balance historical analysis with deeply personal storytelling. Archival footage is interwoven with contemporary reflections, providing both historical context and emotional weight. The sense of injustice and determination felt by the miners is palpable, making it impossible to watch without feeling the intensity of their fight. The film also highlights the striking contrast between the power of grassroots resistance and the political forces that sought to break it. What makes Strike? The Village That Fought Back particularly compelling is its message of endurance. Even after returning to work, Polmace remained a symbol of defiance. The National Coal Board allowed the colliery to continue operating until 1987, a small reprieve that nevertheless underscored the community's strength. This documentary is not just a historical account, it is a reminder of the power of working-class solidarity and the cost of standing up to injustice. With its rich storytelling, deeply personal interviews, and evocative archival footage, it is an essential watch for anyone interested in British Labour history and the enduring spirit of those who refuse to back down. Memento, 2000, Film 4, 11 p.m. Christopher Nolan's psychological thriller explores the fragility of memory and the quest for truth. The protagonist's struggle with short-term memory loss creates a fragmented narrative that mirrors the elusive nature of reality. Themes of revenge, identity, and the reliability of one's own mind are central to the film. They offer a deep psychological exploration of human consciousness.
Friday the 14th of March, 2025. Romeo and Juliet, 1996, BBC 4, 9 p.m. Romeo and Juliet, 1996, directed by Baz Luhrmann, is a vibrant and modern retelling of Shakespeare's classic tragedy. This adaptation brings the timeless tale of star-crossed lovers into a contemporary urban setting. It blends the original Shakespearean dialogue with a visually stunning and dynamic cinematic style. In Luhrmann's version, the Montagues and Capulets are reimagined as rival mafia families in Verona Beach, a fictional modern-day city. The intense rivalry between these families is shown through stylized violence. It also involves gang conflicts. These aspects mirror the power struggles and territorial disputes of organized crime. The film presents the modern mafia in a fresh way. It adds a relevant dimension to the story. This highlights how themes of power, honor, and revenge transcend time and context. Romeo and Juliet is set in a modern environment. Yet, it retains the original Shakespearean dialogue. This choice allows the beauty and eloquence of the text to shine through. The juxtaposition of Shakespeare's verses with contemporary visuals and settings creates a unique contrast. This contrast is compelling and emphasizes the timelessness of the story's themes and language. The film is anchored by strong performances, particularly from Leonardo DiCaprio, Romeo, and Claire Danes, Juliet. Their portrayals capture the intensity and vulnerability of young love, bringing a fresh and relatable energy to their characters. The supporting cast enhances the narrative with depth and complexity. John Leguizamo portrays Tybalt and Harold Perrineau plays Mercutio. Each character contributes to the film's exploration of loyalty, passion, and tragedy. Luhmann's adaptation emphasizes themes of fate, destiny, and the inevitability of tragedy, much like the original play. The film opens with a television news report. It sets the stage for the unfolding drama. This highlights the media's role in shaping public perception and societal pressures. This modern twist adds a layer of commentary on how external forces influence personal choices and relationships. Romeo and Juliet stands out for its character-driven narrative and emotional depth. This is in contrast to many contemporary films that rely heavily on special effects. Luhmann's film uses innovative cinematography. It also incorporates dynamic editing and a powerful soundtrack. These elements enhance the storytelling without overshadowing the characters' emotional journeys. This approach creates a more immersive and emotionally resonant experience, demonstrating the enduring power of strong performances and compelling narratives. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet is a bold and visually captivating adaptation. It breathes new life into Shakespeare's timeless tragedy. Its modern mafia setting is mixed with the original Shakespearean dialogue. The character-driven storytelling ensures that the film remains a relevant exploration of love, fate, and the human condition. Cover Your Ears, Sky Arts, 10:45 p.m. Cover Your Ears is a compelling documentary that explores the long and often controversial history of music censorship. Directed by Sean Patrick Shaw, the film examines how different genres, from jazz and rock and roll to hip-hop, have faced suppression and moral outrage, sparking debates over artistic freedom and societal values. Featuring insightful interviews with musicians and industry figures such as Chuck D of Public Enemy, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, and Jello Biafra of Dead Kennedys, the documentary brings to life the battles artists have fought against censorship. Their first-hand accounts provide a fascinating look at how the music industry has been shaped by legal battles, public outrage, and shifting cultural norms. The documentary takes a balanced approach, presenting perspectives from both artists and those who sought to censor their work. From the 1927 Radio Act to modern-day controversies, Cover Your Ears highlights how censorship has evolved, reflecting broader societal anxieties. It also examines the ways in which musicians have resisted restrictions, turning their fights for free speech into powerful cultural moments. Visually engaging, the documentary blends archival footage, pop art imagery, and contemporary interviews to create a dynamic and rhythmic narrative. The film captures the rebellious energy of artists who have continually pushed back against censorship and fought for their right to express themselves freely. More than just a history lesson, Cover Your Ears challenges viewers to reflect on the ongoing struggles over artistic expression in a world where censorship debates are far from over. By celebrating the resilience of artists who refuse to be silenced, the film serves as a powerful reminder of music's ability to provoke, inspire, and challenge authority.
Ming. Streaming on Channel 4 from March 6, 2025. All This I Will Give to You is a gripping French miniseries that masterfully blends suspense, drama, and mystery against the atmospheric backdrop of Provence. Adapted from Dolores Redondo's best-selling novel, the 6-episode series unravels a deeply personal yet far-reaching story of deception, privilege, and hidden identities. The plot is set in motion when a fatal car accident in the French countryside claims the life of Aymeric Fabre de Castelmore, a man whose death exposes layers of secrets long buried beneath a facade of aristocratic respectability. His husband, Manuel Ortigosa, a successful novelist in Paris, is not only devastated by the tragedy but blindsided by the revelation that Aymeric had been living a double life. Rather than being on a business trip to Brussels, as he had claimed, Aymeric was tied to a sprawling wine estate and a powerful, unwelcoming family. As Manuel is forced into their world, inheriting an estate they resent him for, he begins to suspect that Aymeric's death was not as straightforward as it seemed. Partnering with the grizzled detective Richard Sorgia, He embarks on a relentless search for the truth, exposing a web of betrayal, privilege, and old family wounds. David Camino's delivers a hauntingly introspective performance as Manuel, portraying a man navigating not only grief but the unraveling of everything he thought he knew about his partner. Bruno Solo adds further weight to the drama as Sorgia, the weary detective whose own struggles with the aristocracy lend a sharp edge to his investigation. The Fabre de Castelmore family, particularly its steely matriarch and scheming younger son, serve as chilling representations of inherited power and prejudice. Their presence in the narrative highlights the tension between those who seek truth and those who will do anything to keep it buried. The cinematography enhances the contrast between the idyllic French countryside and the darkness festering within its grand estates. Sweeping shots of vineyards and winding rural roads set a striking stage for a mystery steeped in secrecy. The estate itself, with its imposing beauty, functions as a metaphor for the wealth and decay at the heart of the story. While the series takes a slow-burn approach, allowing tensions to simmer and relationships to evolve, its intricate storytelling ensures that each revelation lands with impact. With its measured pacing, complex character dynamics, and atmospheric storytelling, All This I Will Give to You stands out as an engrossing psychological thriller. More than just a murder mystery, it is an exploration of identity, power, and the painful cost of long-buried secrets. Streaming on Netflix from Friday, March 14, 2025. Anthony and Joe Russo's The Electric State is a visually breathtaking and emotionally charged sci-fi adventure that blends retrofuturism with a poignant human story. Based on Simon Stalenhag's acclaimed graphic novel, the film transports viewers to an alternate 1990s America, where the remnants of a failed technological revolution litter the landscape. At the heart of the film is Michelle, played by Millie Bobby Brown, an orphan teenager navigating a fractured world in search of her missing brother. She's joined by a mysterious, outdated robot named Cosmo and a smuggler, Keats, Chris Pratt, who reluctantly aids her journey. Together, they traverse a world where sentient machines, once part of everyday life, now exist in exile after an unsuccessful uprising. The Russo brothers bring their signature blockbuster flair, balancing large-scale spectacle with intimate storytelling. The film maintains the melancholy and wonder of Stalenhag's artwork, depicting abandoned highways, colossal decaying machinery, and eerie remnants of a war between humanity and artificial intelligence. Each frame is rich with detail, evoking a sense of nostalgia and unease. Millie Bobby Brown delivers a compelling performance, capturing both resilience and vulnerability as Michelle. Chris Pratt provides a mix of humor and grit, grounding the film's emotional core, while Cosmo, the robot companion, is a standout, a silent observer whose expressive design conveys more emotion than words ever could. One of the film's most striking aspects is its visual storytelling. The desolate landscapes and retrofuturistic technology create an atmosphere that feels both familiar and otherworldly. The cinematography embraces wide shots that emphasize the vast loneliness of Michelle's journey, while the score, composed by Henry Jackman, reinforces the film's emotional depth with haunting synth melodies. However, fans of the graphic novel may find the adaptation's tone somewhat different. Where Stalenhag's original work is introspective and minimalist, The Electric State leans more into action and spectacle. Some may feel that the increased pace and added humor dilute the novel's quiet melancholy, but the film compensates with heartfelt character moments and thought-provoking themes about human connection in an increasingly mechanized world. The Electric State is a visually stunning and emotionally resonant sci-fi epic. It asks profound questions about identity, loss, and what it means to be human in a world that feels increasingly artificial. While it may take creative liberties with its source material, the film stands as a powerful and engaging piece of storytelling. NCIS, Origins, Paramount Plus, first 2 episodes available from March 13, 2025. A fresh yet nostalgic addition to the NCIS franchise, NCIS, Origins transports viewers back to the early days of Leroy Jethro Gibbs, long before he became the legendary leader of the Naval Criminal Investigative Service. The prequel series follows a young Gibbs, portrayed by Austin Stoll, as he begins his career in the 1990s, navigating his first major cases, forming the relationships that would shape his future, and developing the moral code that fans have come to know so well. The first 2 episodes do an admirable job of capturing the spirit of NCIS while offering a fresh perspective. Stoll brings a measured intensity to the role, balancing the quiet resolve and sharp instincts that make Gibbs such an iconic character. The show also leans into its 90s setting, featuring a mix of nostalgic callbacks and a time-appropriate investigative style that feels distinct from the high-tech procedures of its modern counterpart. While NCIS Origins doesn't reinvent the procedural formula, it effectively builds intrigue around Gibbs' early career while offering longtime fans rewarding nods to the wider NCIS universe. The series benefits from a strong supporting cast and solid writing, setting the stage for a compelling exploration of how Gibbs became the investigator and leader audiences know today. Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party, Paramount Plus, available from March 12, 2025. A treat for music lovers and Tom Petty fans alike. Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party is a vibrant, sun-soaked documentary that delves into a little-explored chapter of Petty's career. Capturing a unique moment in the early 1980s, the film blends rare footage, interviews, and live performances, offering an intimate look at the band's creative process, camaraderie, and love for the road. More than just a nostalgic trip, the documentary highlights Petty's artistic evolution, the challenges he faced within the music industry, and the deep connection he shared with his bandmates. The film's relaxed, beach party vibe mirrors Petty's easygoing energy, while archival interviews and behind-the-scenes clips provide fresh insight into his genius as a songwriter and performer. Beautifully crafted and rich in previously unseen material, Tom Petty, Heartbreakers Beach Party is a must-watch for both longtime fans and newcomers. It's a celebration of a rock legend at a pivotal moment in his journey, capturing the spirit, sound, and sheer joy of making music.